Hello, my friend. Let me introduce myself. My name is Christian Franciscus Tarigan. I will present my PPT result, uh, Global Marketplace and Business Center. The Northwest Passage, shortly after voyages to the Americans by explorers such as Christopher Columbus, Vasco da Gama, and Amerigo de Vespucci. European kings and merchants eagerly sought to discover the Northwest Passage. A rumored thought that would allow them to access the reaches of Asia by winding their way through the Arctic seas. Despite their best efforts, adventurers like John Cabot, Juan de Fuca, Martin Frobisher, Peter Bering, James Cook, and Jacques Cartier found no such besides the Arctic ice cap frustrated all such attempt. The marketplace of North America. North America includes the United States, Canada, Mexico, Greenland, and the country of Central America and the Caribbean, home to million people. These countries produce approximately 26% of the world output. The marketplace of Western Europa. Western European countries are among the world's most prosperous, attracting the attention of business eager to market their product to the region's widely consumers. This country can be divided into two groups: member of the EU and other countries in the region. The marketplace of Eastern Europe and Central Asia. No area of the world has undergone as much economic change in the past decades as the countries carved out of the former Soviet Union, many of which are still dealing with the aftermath of the painful process of converting from communism to capitalism and from totalitarianism to democracy. The marketplace of Asia. Asia is home to more than half the world population, yet it produces less than a third of the world's GDP. Asia's importance to international business cannot be overstated. The region is a source of both high quality and low quality product and of both skilled and unskilled labor. Asia is both a major destination for foreign investment by MNCs and a major supplier of capital to non-ASEAN countries. More important is aggressive, efficient entrepreneurs have in, increasingly put competitive pressure on Europe and European and North America firms to improve their productivity and the quality of their product. Japan is an island country of 128 million people, rose from the ashes of the World War II and to become one of the world's economic superpower with a GDP of 5.59 million trillion dollar in 2011. For most of the post-War II period, Japan's GDP was second only to that of the United States. Australia and New Zealand are the other traditional economic power in Pacific Asia. Although they share a common cultural heritage, significant difference exists between the countries, which are separated by 1,200 miles of ocean. The fourth tiger, Pacific Asia, is one of the world's most rapidly industrializing regions. South Korea, Taiwan, Singapore, and Hong Kong, in particular, have made such rapid strides since 1945 that they are collectively known as the Four Tigers, and reference to the Chinese heritage that thereof the four countries share. China is the world's most populous country. It also is one of the world's oldest, ruled by a series of emperors from 200 BCE until early 100, 100 when a republic was founded. India is the world's second most populous country, having reached the 1 billion mark in the 2000. It also is one of the poorest countries with a per capita GDP of only 148 dollar. In India was part of the British Empire until 1 1947, when the Indian subcontinent was partitioned along religious land into India, where Hindus were in the majority, and Pakistan, where Muslims were dominant. Southeast Asia countries. Asia is home to numerous other countries with promising record of economic development. The marketplace of Africa and the Middle East. African covers approximately 22% of the world's total land area and is rich in natural resources. Egypt occupies and the north has eastern tip of the African continent and represent the western boundary of what is commonly known as the Middle East. In Middle East, the Middle East includes the region between Southern Asia and Northeastern Africa. This area is called the cradle of civilization because the words arise from cities, governments, legal codes, and alphabet originate there. And the marketplace of South America. For much of the post-World War II period, the majority of South American countries fall lower what international economists call import substitution policy as the means of promoting economic development. With this approach, a country attempts to stimulate the development of local industry by discouraging import via high tariff and non-tariff barriers. The opposite of import substitution is export promotion. That's all the result from my PPT, and thank you.